On this episode of Lapeef, Let's Talk.
And treat you like crap because you have an example.
So what's your issue? What's your issue?
I don't have an issue. I have high standards.
I got one thing to add, and I'm just
I have high standards, and I know what we're bringing to the table. That's
Kelly,
my issue.
Kelly, hold on. Let Elijah
can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but Elijah been trying to get in.
Okay.
I'm just say this. I've been sitting back and listening, right? And it goes back into we complicate, and this is men. As men, we complicate simple concepts. So now we leave room for all this bullshit to come in. And I just like, you know what, damn, this is literally what we're doing. We're making something that's so simple, so complicated, and now we wonder why shit fucked up because we allow it to be complicated. This is no, it is about dick and pussy. I don't care. You know what? Hey, she gotta pop that pussy.
So y'all can sit here and say, we are beautiful. What's wrong with these men? Because y'all have y'all issues that are independent of each other. So when it comes to establishing a relationship with a man, we're going to be attracted to your beauty. But the reason why we don't pick you, see, picking isn't asking you out on a date. It's picking you is marrying you. And the reason why we aren't picking y'all is because of your emotional issues. And that is the thing that nobody, as far as women, have conversations with. Y'all will empathize with it. Oh my God, I got the same problem. Yeah. But nobody's saying, how do we fix the issue? So y'all are issue having pretty women wondering why men don't pick you is because of the actual issues that women never talk about.
Not all, right? Because I do.
Every last one of y'all have emotional issues. Stop it.
Well, yeah, and so do men too. I mean, we're human beings.
That is not the point. We're talking about men not picking women. You see what you just did? The conversation is men not picking women, and the first thing you want to say is, "Well, men got issues
I'm married,
too."
so I'm good. But
okay. What I'm saying is, all y'all got issues.
Yeah, but that's kind of like saying all women have eyes. So what do we do with that information now?
Get the issue taken care of, because if one of your eyes is fucked up, when you go to the eye doctor and fix it, or you walk around with just
yeah, for sure. And I agree, because guess what? And this is something that I call myself an anti-feminist half the time, but men are not saints. But that's why I want women to realize what they can actually control. So when they complain about men, you can't change other people. You can only change you. So when you're complaining about all these other things, yeah. So I was saying not all, because I agree with you.
Can we just get away from the not all, because it's stupid?
I was kidding.
The bottom line is y'all have issues, but y'all are pretty. So y'all focus on being prettier instead of having less issues. So y'all want to add to your beauty instead of lessen your issues. Does that make sense?
I don't agree. I don't agree with that. I think that in life, there are things that women, certain women we deal with, and that we deal with in our day to day, or it stems just from childhood or whatever the case may be. But that's not why we're not.
You're actually agreeing then. You just agreed. So you're agreeing. See, this is what I'm saying. When you get to the point where you're okay to acknowledge that you have family and personal and emotional childhood issues.
Not everything's childhood, Mr. Lecco.
That is not that's not. Look, this is the problem with women. Y'all just want to sit here and talk about semantics. Y'all got goddamn problems, and instead of having and dealing with the problem by getting therapy, coaching, can you let me finish? Can you let me finish?
Go ahead.
Instead of y'all dealing with the damn actual obvious problem that has men leaving your ass left and right, y'all getting ran through by different dudes. Y'all probably on dick number 30, and you wonder why don't none of these men want me? It's your emotional issues. And instead of actually working on the emotional issue, you just add more eyelashes, more glamour, more lipstick, more wigs, instead of dealing with the actual issue that is running these men away.
Okay,
it doesn't matter. It's that is the actual problem that women are not addressing.
So I don't care.
Mr. Lecco.
Right. You're right. Women tend to it's true. We tend to try to breeze over the fact that we do have our own shit.
That's all I'm saying.
And I can admit for myself, like, I had, I remember breaking up with someone and then, a few months later trying to get in another relationship instead of healing. And now I properly heal, because you can't really go into a relationship with past shit and past trauma. And then, when I got into my next relationship, the guy was doing shit that I used to do to my ex. And I was like, ew, is this what I look like? What the fuck? Like, I was honestly disgusted, because I'm like, this is bad. So, I mean, and I'm not saying it's always women, but you're right. Women do need to take.
That's all I'm saying.
I
don't want to argue with y'all. I just want to let y'all know what the actual issue is, so we all can get what we want. That's all.
Yeah, and I think, to your point, I was gonna add that I do feel like women have issues, and they do get grazed over, just like Chris for Life said. But there are women that actually do work out their issues. They do take time. Like, I was engaged 2 years ago, and I didn't date seriously until I took time to heal properly. Some women do take the time to do that. Some women do go to therapy. But my point was, there are some women that have standards, and they don't just go for any guy that picks them. If you are a beautiful woman, there are men that will just throw themselves at you. I don't know why you guys act like simps don't exist. Like, they're out there, and there is plenty of them, and they will throw themselves at you.
I don't think anyone wants women to just like pick up. Yeah. Yeah.
Just look at it like this.
My point is, you're saying we're not getting chosen. There are men that choose women, but that is not what we want. So
that is not the thing. Y'all are talking about men trying to ask y'all out. Those men aren't choosing you because they, just like the men that y'all want. I'm not talking about men trying to ask. Hold on a second. What I'm saying is, and that's what the premise of this topic is, men aren't choosing you, which means the man that you want to choose you isn't choosing you. Not men, period. The choosing is a man that you like and want and is liking you, is changing his mind at some point and pulling away. That is the thing that y'all don't want to think about. Y'all, well, these losers are these simps. No, the man that you want.
It's like a job.
Actually likes you, but at some point he pulls away. That is the man that we're talking about.
Like, if you could be qualified for all these different jobs, but if that job you want doesn't select you, then obviously that it doesn't want you. You can want that job or whatever, but they're not.
No. We like people, they like us, but at some point they pull away. That is the thing. Does that make sense? You like him, he likes you, but for whatever reason, he doesn't ask you to marry him. That is men aren't choosing you, because we're slowly at some point being like, all right, she's this, she's that,
now
but she
this
has
is
this problem, and I'd rather choose somebody else.
Ultimately, you're not chosen. Agreed.
Huh?
All right, I've got to get some people in there. Let's get some other people in there.
The disingenuousness that Mr. Let Go is pointing out is that if you're talking about a man choosing you, we're talking about the guy that you want, not the guy that you don't want. Because the guy that you don't want, who cares if he doesn't choose you? You understand? So what he's talking about is women in this day and age, they want a particular type of man, but they're having to deal with the guys that they don't want. So where is the issue at? The issue is with the woman as far as her mentality, how she carries herself, how she's operating. But that's the thing that constantly gets glossed over. And it just happened, like we just saw an example of it when Siobhan was like, well, if a guy doesn't choose me, that's his issue. And that's why I asked, when is it your issue? When is it your issue when you don't get picked? Because as men, when we don't get the woman that we want, at some point, we do some self-examination. We start looking at how we're operating. You know, where am I going to meet these women? Are they not attracted to me because of my financial standing? Are they not attracted to me because of the way I speak or my demeanor or how I operate? Like, at some point, we do some introspective, deep diving to see what we need to fix.
The truth is,
I'm in therapy now, as an example.
Men do that. Men assess themselves, and these are the conversations you guys might have amongst each other. Dang, I saw a real bad chick. She dubbed me. Da 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 da. Okay, how can I do better? That's the women. Let's be honest. And I'm all for women, but I'm gonna be real and say that women, and these aren't the conversations that we're having. It's you're beautiful, you're great. That nigga ain't shit. Find another one who will do it. You know what I mean? It's not like, what the hell is wrong with you? And and I was in that category at one point, but I'm like, nah, there's some things that I have to get straight with myself. And that's just the reality of it. So I think a lot of times women feel like we don't have flaws, and there's things that we don't have to, like, another man will deal with it. Well, some men just don't want to deal with our shit. You know what I mean? So at some point, fix it.
Yeah, but another thing too, and you guys might not agree with me, but some men will choose a woman, but then you have the women that just settle for the man that's choosing them.
Then that's her fault. That's another one of her issues. If she has in her mind that she wants a certain type of guy, and she's not able to get that guy because she has issues, and then she settles for a guy who's less, that's still a issue. You still have an issue, because once you get with that guy, knowing he's not your first choice, you're going to have problems in that relationship. You're going to make his life a living hell, because you're going to subconsciously try to run him away in a passive aggressive way to make it his fault that you picked the wrong guy, so that when he breaks up with you, you can then turn around and say he's the problem. You're still trying to avoid the fact that you're not dealing with yourself and what you got going on.
And that's
I think the issue is
go ahead,
just, yeah, no, I'm gonna say, I just think the issue is that women have a confused summation of what choosing is. I think that has to be defined. We have to set foundation here first, right? Because it's a lot of women that feel like just because the man will have sex with me and he'll deal with me when it's convenient, that he's choosing me. That's not choosing. Fact is just like I spoke so eloquently earlier about, any relationship outside of marriage don't mean shit. That is when a man chooses you.
That's a fact.
When he walks down that aisle and y'all get married, I'm not talking about by the ring and we be engaged for 6-7 years and then we both go our separate way. I ain't talking about that. Don't talk to me about the man who bought the ring. Talk to me about the man who signed the paperwork. Because it's a difference. That's what choosing is for a man. Because I say it all the time, sex is nothing but exercise with an amazing ending. Unless that man is in love with you. That is a fact. But women see sex, they put so much significance on it. And then, just like bro just so eloquently stated, you dealing with this dude forever. He done quote unquote misled me. You 2-3 years into a situationship, it go bad. Now it's his fault. No, the man y'all never even spoke about marriage. Never made no plans to. He ain't never even brought it up. You just sitting there enjoying the moment and overanalyzing the sex. He's willing to have sex with me, so that means he's choosing me. So that way, when that situation ends, and you're gonna feel like, yeah, no, it's men choosing me. I just had a nigga with a blue check, or I just had the dude that I wanted. We spent, a year together.
He took
a year together, and he never chose you.
He took the best.
Again, we got to set the foundation on what choosing is, and I think once women get that into their head, they'll be able to easily differentiate the difference. But until then, they're gonna keep getting finessed, and that's just what it is.
Because a lot of y'all are actually on your 30th dick, wondering what the hell is the problem.
That's your magical number.
I have a question as far as I guess to Trill, as far as choosing. If a woman is giving it up and doing all the things that you should do in a marriage, why would a man choose her?
Well, you got to show what you're capable of. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you got to have boundaries, make the man wear a condom. Don't, have some type of requirements. Let him know. Like I coach women. I tell women that you let him know, like, yo, you can get whatever you want as long as there's a condom on. And at the same time, at some point, I'm going to expect this to go somewhere because I'm looking for marriage, whether it be you or somebody else. But most women are afraid to put their standards and requirements out there. Why? Because they are innately people pleasers. So it goes against their nurture, not nature, because it's not their nature, it's their nurture from their mom. A lot of y'all, your mom literally made you feel like the only way your mom will love you or pay attention to you is you do chores for her. So you grow up doing all these chores and all these different things in order to please your mom. Your auntie was like, go hug Uncle so-and-so. Go do all this other stuff. So she sent you out to please other people. So now you're an adult, and now you're sitting there feeling that the only way to get what you want is by pleasing somebody. So you spend so much time pleasing a man, doing chores, giving him ass and all this other stuff. And now you're wondering why he don't want you. That isn't the problem. You got to put up your standards and requirements and say, hey, I want to get married. So just know that if this isn't going anywhere, at some point I'm going to pull away because I know what I want and I know what I'm worth. But you're so much of a people pleaser, you don't say that part.
You know what? Look,
it sounds like you're speaking about broken women with daddy issues,
broken.
right?
Stop
that
it.
didn't have a father, and they don't. And they
None of y'all got fathers. Stop it.
I let you. No, time out. I let you speak. Yeah, I was raised in a 2-parent home. My father was very active in my life. So when you have a father who set the standard for you, who told you your value, who showed you what a real man looks like, what a real man should be, when you saw how he treated your mother and you saw a healthy marriage, you do have certain standards and requirements, and you're not just going to pick any man, and you're not just going to let any man treat you like crap because you have an example.
So what's your issue? What's your issue?
I don't have any.
I got one thing to add, and I'm just
I have standards, and I know what we're bringing to the table. That's
Kelly,
my issue.
Kelly, hold on. Let Logic
can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but Logic been trying to get in.
Okay.
Hold on.
I would just say this. I've been sitting back and listening, right? And it goes back into we complicate, and this is men. As men, we complicate simple concepts. So now we leave room for all this bullshit to come in. And I just like, you know what, damn, this is literally what we're doing. We're making something that's so simple, so complicated, and now we wonder why shit fucked up because we allow it to be complicated. This is no, it is about dick and pussy. I don't care. You know what? Hey, she gotta pop that pussy.